FIFA Street 2 is the sequel to the impressive FIFA Street that saw a release on the PlayStation 2, PSP, Nintendo DS, GameCube, Xbox and mobile devices in 2006 that drastically improves over many elements seen in the original. The original game itself was also considered as a classic in terms of soccer games on consoles at that time, as it implemented various new abilities and tricks and aesthetics that had not been seen in soccer games up to that point, and also refined many other systems that had already been seen in other types of games, but it just brought everything to a whole new level. The game would also be endorsed with images of the front cover of Cristiano Ronaldo. While there were many updates to various attributes, the game itself still managed to only receive mixed reviews at best, depending on the systems that they were released on, as even though it's a very good game all around to play and it has a really good use of various aesthetics, gameplay mechanics, abilities and tricks, sometimes for the beginner it can be a little bit on the cumbersome side to try and figure out really what to do, as you can pull off some incredible abilities and tricks in this game, but you have to know really how to do it well. And it's just a combination of many elements, time and knowing what buttons to press at the right time and having the right types of players and the right types of positions to make anything worthwhile. So like the first game, the idea behind the play features consists of a four-side gameplay style where you play in different types of environments, both indoor and outdoor areas, anything from the likes of streets to miniature type soccer pitches, rooftops, industrial areas. It takes place on a multitude of different locations that really suits the whole dynamic that the game is going for, and it also kind of reflects how many of us would have learned to play soccer growing up as kids. Even for myself personally, growing up you spent a lot of the time outside on the street playing football with your mates, so that's how you would have learned how to play football or learn how to develop your skills or play in a different type of style. Although I'll be honest, I was never considered to be that great at it, but you still enjoyed it all the same. You'd always give as good as you got, let's just put it that way. But these games try to replicate that, but the one thing that they do is they also add in all of the abilities and moves that many players would have had at that time, although mind you, many of us would never have been able to do a lot of these moves for real, but still it was fun to see them working and being able to control them to some degree. So you had access to a lot of big name players as well in the world that were considered to be among some of the greatest players of their time, and the fact is that you can play throughout the various tournaments and on teams with these players was an achievement in itself. And even going back to my own personal experience, I had the original FIFA Street game on the PS2. I remember buying it back in the day, and I have to say now, it was the one game that took me away from playing the likes of Pro Evolution Soccer for quite a good while, as it had a very different approach. The gameplay was fast paced, but the fact is it was 4-on-4 and it had played in different types of environments, and it did play very differently. It definitely had a different aesthetic to it, and it was a lot of fun. Now, although I'll admit, if I was to compare the two, I would still prefer the PES games, but FIFA Street definitely had some really cool dynamics, even though many would consider them to not be as executed as well compared to more mainstream soccer games. But this game, I have to say, from my own experience, this game is a blast with your mates, regardless of which version you buy, whether it be the first game or the second game in the series. Both are very good games to play, especially when you're playing with a group of your mates. You can really be competitive or even just play it just for fun, but the chances are your competitive streak will come out when you're playing against your mates in these games, because you'll want to show off the best tricks and you'll want to try and gain the upper hand if at all possible, and at any point if you can. Now, these games are not without their flaws, but they do provide a good worthwhile entertainment value for more seasoned players, and if you're looking for something that provides a quick fix, if you want something to play in a short period, these games will definitely give you that entertainment value. But I'll be honest, they're definitely better played with your mates. That's where you'll definitely have the most fun with them. But FIFA Street 2, like its predecessor, regardless of which version you buy, right, they're not the greatest soccer games out there, but they do provide many fun elements and you will have a lot of fun, like I mentioned. So it really just depends on your own preference and play style and what it is you want to get out of the game. Are you a casual player or do you want to play something more competitive? It really just depends on your own ideas and what you want from it, but I'll leave that up to you. And I would love to know your thoughts of FIFA Street 2 and what you think of the game overall, regardless of even which version or console you have played the game on. I'd love to hear whatever stories you do have of this game, so be sure to share it down in the comments below. And if you have enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to be updated of future videos. And if you would like to see more content around other soccer games also seen on the PS2, then be sure to check out the playlist here on the screen to see more of those games in action. And I will see you all in the next one.